Shout out. Is that? Are we in here? Shout out. There we go. Hey. Easy there. Easy. Oh, whoa. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Bitcoin had a nice bump to 99,000 last night. Got us excited. Then they dumped us all the way back down to 96. What is that all about, huh? How are you going to do that to me, BTC? However, if you were in the trading group last night, I traded a flag on the 15-minute that pumped to the upside. Target was acquired for gains, baby, gains. And we're going to talk about that and kind of break it down. And I was watching this inverted head and shoulder, and I was keen on this flag right here. And I told my trading group, that's the trade right there. Measured move to the upside, bang. And we did hit a measured move. And I'm going to teach you that anyway. So the 15-minute cross the 200 MA, we got the nice pump, 99,000. Only for at about, 3 in the morning for it to start coming back, 4 in the morning for it to start coming back down to the downside. Now we're seeing we can get back above that 200 MA, keep a higher low, and continue further to the upside here for Bitcoin. So this is what I see happening for BTC. For some reason, things just seem different in my ear today. I don't know what it is. Anyway, shout out to all the beautiful people here. Thank you for jumping on in. Brave Song Records in the house. So if anyone was with me, we took this trade last night for gains, and now we're searching for our next piece of meat. You know, where are you, Bitcoin? So let's take a look at our top-down analysis on the weekly. I do this every single morning in the trading group, okay? Every single morning you get this top-down analysis. So for $3 a day, less than $3 a day, you get a video analysis of what's happening to Bitcoin, breaking down what I see, and kind of showing you where we're likely going to go for the day. That happens 5 days a week, and I do it for free on the weekends just to kind of give you an example of what you would be getting Monday through Friday. First thing we do, and it's a macro analysis, between 5 and 10 minutes, depending on how long I have to use, to analyze. So let's take a look here at BTC. First thing we have to say, bearish engulfing candle on the weekly. When the candle engulfs, you can put this candle inside. That's a high probability of a move to the downside. Look at every time we've had a bearish engulfing candle. Right here, dump. Right here, dump. Right here, a secondary one came, dump. Okay? Right here, dump. Right there, it wasn't even a bearish, but it was just a red candle, dump. Slightly bearish sideways, dump, no dump. So only 2 out of 12 times do we not get even more of a pullback here when the weekly candle closes red. So you would have to assume that there is lower lows for Bitcoin coming, and that isn't the end, right? Again, assumption does nothing for us in trading, but we start there. All right, we start there. So the first thing suggests that there will be more downside for Bitcoin. If that's the case, all right, we want to kind of take a look here with the Fibonacci from this wick, specifically for me, to this high, because that's the impulse. And it looks like we could come meet here at about 82,000 at what's called the 618 golden pocket. If you didn't understand how to set up your Fibonacci like this, because it's not going to come like that, it's not going to have this 0.65 there. It's going to have the 618, but you're going to have to add the 0.65 and make your golden pocket. I turn them both white to make it very apparent and obvious where the golden pocket is, you see? Now, the 21-day moving average likes to bring price action towards it. This says we may have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks of downturn, at least 6 to 10 weeks, it says here for Bitcoin, before it would start its next big level to the upside. What I keep screaming about is 97,200 though. If we can stay above 97.2 and close a candle on the weekly, we can stay bullish. So as long as we stay above 97.2, this to me, that whole scenario is unable to occur. Why? Because it's support or resistance. Our last key level of support was 97,185 here for Bitcoin. I put it at 221. It's just hard to pinpoint that exact level once we zoom in. There you go. And it's about 185, so I call it 97,200. That's like the key level that I'm looking at. So with that being said, hey Sam, TEMA, how's it doing now? Had a big surge. I mean, TEMA's amazing. You guys we've been spot on since that thing was a tiny market cap. So, and at first I was like, I'm weary at first of every coin because I'm like, You know what I think is going to be really big is Mana. It's the second coin with True Terminal and Pinlink. I mean, Pinlink finally got a pullback. This thing was on a steaming tear. and it finally got a pullback. I believe there's more coming for Pinlink, and it really could seal itself in some infrastructure plays here. Anyway, you do your own math. You do your own research. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. But we're looking at Pinlink very closely here in the trading group, and we found it when it was somewhere around here. You guys were telling me about it on the live stream, and it just continued to go. And now it's back at that 618 golden pocket 786 area. It's a known retracement level on the Fibonacci's, but it's completely up to you. You do whatever makes you happy. Mana to me is the one. True Terminals, third coin, likely going to do some damage. The last two were out of control. Who knows what could happen to this one? Wanted to see, it was in a nice pennant, see if it could break out. That's why I just watch it go sideways. It went further down, but still consolidating slightly. And you never know. Maybe it goes this year. Anything could go to, But if you bet on True Terminal, right? Timmy, we think his name is, maybe. But if you bet on True Terminal, there's a good chance that this one has some, the last two did unbelievable. Farcoin and then, your Godius Maximus. So anything is possible here. Kind of a cup with a long and elongated handle too as well. So I'm watching this one. I haven't bought in yet, but I'm very, very close to doing so. It's on Solana. It's a, True Terminal coin. And you add it to that watch list so we can have keep it around here, right? How about MORPHAI? Jumped on in there. Starting that rounded bottom, we got in somewhere around here, so it kind of still at break even after the big pump. Should I jump on MORPHAI, or does it have legs? You never know. A lot of the Morph coins were doing damage. This one seems to kind of stalled a little bit, watching what Bitcoin's going to do. Anyway, let's get back into BTC. I just wanted to kind of, talk about a couple things that were coming our way there, all right? I think SUIAI has some room to do some damage. Sitting at 19, though. Come on, baby. Show us some love, right? Really just kind of hanging. This is a smaller market cap coin. It's going to take more people to understand what's happening. But AI agents are building up. And again, it looks like it could even be making some a descending triangle. And again, it could go to zero. It's very high risk, this coin. I just have to make that very clear. You know what I mean? Maybe we do see lower. I'd like to see if we consolidate. If we consolidate, oh my gosh. So for like the next 2 days, over the next day and a half, if we see it go sideways, there's just such a likelihood. And if Bitcoin can kind of clean up its deal, Bitcoin can clean up its behavior, not take another massive dump, stay on the weekly above 97.2. This thing has some chances to get to 61 and really start to take off, but we'll see. It was a penny when it came out. It ripped, right? So SUI agents, a small baby in the game here. All right. Yeah, Move continues to show damage too, and I'll get back to that. I got to get back to Bitcoin, but Move, I mean, I put it out here and suggested that it would break out of this triangle. Look, I drew this yesterday and said 110 is possible, and there it goes. And it dumped down there when Bitcoin dumped at 60, and this thing ripped to 110. So it was a newer coin. We knew it had possible legs to go to the upside. I saw it here inside of this strange shoulder head, right shoulder. Took the measured move, put it there. Was able to think where's it going to go. Look, it went pretty much to the measured move. That's insanity how it happens like that all the time. Shout out to anyone that jumped into Move. And you would have seen I believe you would have seen this on the channel for free, completely for free. My idea, my measured move, and the fact that it was likely going to make a move to the upside here. Move. So does it continue now and consolidate? I don't like how it's kind of lagging there. I'd like to see it jump up again. Everything's kind of sitting on Bitcoin. Bit of a cup and handle here though too. That could really do some damage, break to the upside. So I like Move. If it can consolidate, I do see another push to 132. This thing is gaining some steam. When it first came out, it kind of, dived. I remember I bought it at 77. You'd be in the money from that first buy live on the stream. Man, got some Move, baby. Yeah, Move looks interesting. Bitcoin 97.5. I like it. Let's get into the smaller time frame, see if we can find some gains here. Shout out to the 1,230 people here on the live, 200 likes on this quiet Saturday morning. People don't realize there's money to be made every single day, constantly. All right. Bitcoin. So you're telling me there's a chance. Amen, right? Someone says you see 8 weeks of... See, this is so funny. Paul Wood says you see 8 weeks of downside. I never said that. How do you interpret that? You watch me every day. How do you misinterpret me every time, Paul? I love you, Paul. You're awesome. You're super supportive, but it's so strange. Did I say I see 8 weeks of downside? Anybody? Can anyone correct Paul here? Did I say that? Did I say that I see 8 weeks of downside? I just want to make sure, like, is that what I said? Is that what someone interpreted here? Busta Crypto said no. He said, bro, you just said that on the chart. He said, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Everyone said no. 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 Never heard that myself. No, I didn't hear it. No. See, this guy said, you said it was a possibility. Possibilities only. Aha. Paul, always on the wrong side of history, man. I don't get it, man. You said it was just a possibility. Yeah. I'm not, the point was, I said, if Bitcoin pulls back to the Fibonacci, it would probably take 6 to 8 weeks to come to the 21-day moving average. I said, if that has, for that to happen, we have to lose the 97,200. I said, if we don't lose 97,200, there's no way that could happen. You see what I'm saying? The weekly closes above 97.2, then we could, you know, basically, we're just not going to lose support and resistance. All right. This is a possibility that you must keep in your mind, that it could be a 4 to 6 week pullback. It's a possibility, but I'm not telling you that's going to happen. I never said that was going to happen. I just want to make that clear. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. I have no idea what's going to happen to Bitcoin. Personally, I believe 5 to 10 years from now, it's up way more than it is because of the way they print money and because of the history that I study. Day-to-day price action gives you a high probability if you watch it closely. And then from there, we just build on each thing. So it, you know, but remember, everything I teach you is a probability. When I make a trade, I make a trade. I still don't know where Bitcoin's going to go for sure. Like last night when I made the trade, I didn't know it was going to go up, but the probabilities were high that it would, so I took the trade. You see what I'm saying? And every trader should think that. You're never wrong or right. You're just taking high probabilities. That's all. All right. So anyway, if we lose the 200 MA at 97,200, then, you know, you'd have to start to think, are you coming to 89,000? And then you'd have to start to think, is it possible that we do go to 82 and 81K? Like, these are just possibilities you have to keep in your mind. If you're not open to them, if you're just like, oh, it's up only January, February, that's it. And then something happens, there's a black swan and we dump and you have no, and you're like, and then you're like, well, there was bearish divergence. Bitcoin, you know, we were away from the 21-day moving average. Like, you know, as I told you before, 99% of the time when I see bearish div away from the 21 on the weekly time frame with high stochastics, we have a pullback. I said to you guys, I said, if this doesn't pull back, it'll be the first time I've ever seen an asset not dump when I've seen these parameters, right? Again, I can't tell you because I've seen it on every other asset before that it'll happen to this one. Past experience does not provide future gains. But the idea is, a lot of times, you know, like they say, history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. Okay. So it all comes like, you know, full force that way, right? So look, so if we could stay here now, there's an awesome chance that we flag this way. We make some type of ascending triangle and we get a beautiful move here to the upside for Bitcoin, as beautiful as the day is long. You know what I mean? And we get this beautiful move to the upside for Bitcoin to $145,000, right? So that would look amazing. That's something that would, you know, I would greatly cherish and love. And let's see if that can happen. Let's get our weekly close above 97,200. We're back at 97.7. Things seem to be going our way. That pump to 99,000 was amazing. So that's the weekly, all right? Very important, in my opinion, we close above 97,200. You're going to hear me say it now over and over again until we, you know, beautiful wick back above the safe zone. And again, it like I said, it puts Bitcoin in that like Livermore cylinder. And Bitcoin likes to do these funky things. It did one of these last, you know, on its way up here, I remember. It kind of started it here, right? And then it lost it. Where was it? No, this was the cylinder. I always remember, yeah. It was a funky cylinder. If you go back to the smaller time frames, like the daily, and you look at it, it was a wacky time. And to me, I eventually called it a Livermore cylinder, a broadening rising wedge, and it ended up breaking out as such over time. It was pretty crazy, though. Felt like it lost the pattern a few times, got back inside, and Bitcoin did the move, right? Anyway, so it's been finding these before, and it seems to be its kind of MO here. So this could be another way in which Bitcoin finds its way to the upside out of this duck bill. I call it like a duck bill. You know, almost feel like this was it. It left the channel. Can it get back inside? But you can widen these. They do get wide, and that wouldn't be the craziest thing in the world. I know you think it's nuts, and it is. But it's called a Livermore cylinder. You can look it up. So that could take you to 142,000. I mean, Bitcoin breaks out and does some damage. We've got a beautiful measured move to the upside here for BTC. So just like something to consider that you probably haven't seen on any other channel, or no one else has really shown you or even considered, you know. But it does look to me like a possible Livermore cylinder. Nasty liquidation to the downside, followed up by a beautiful wick. Candle close on the daily usually is followed by a continuation of a short squeeze to the upside. All right. We came down here with massive dump, big wick. What happened? A short squeeze ensued. We came up here with a massive dump. What happened? A short squeeze ensued. A massive dump there, even a short squeeze ensued. A dump there, and a beautiful short squeeze ensued. You would only assume that a dump here would give you another beautiful short squeeze to ensue. Not guaranteeing it, but it's pretty pattern on for Bitcoin. So I am looking for a move here all the way back to this, to a possible new all-time high to 110,000. Then a possible bounce down, maybe all the way back down to 100. And then that could be its leg out of here. It may actually use this for the bounce. A lot of times it does use this, and we go off 106 to kind of start our new trek to the upside. This is a possibility. I just want to make it clear. This is something that could happen. And so, again, Paul, did I just say that Bitcoin's going to pump out of a Livermore cylinder to the upside for sure? I just want to make sure that we're on the same page. I don't want you miscommunicating to others or to yourself what I have conveyed. All right. Can you look up at Pepe and Doge, please? One super chat at a time, my friend. I'll take a look at Pepe. Don't quit, Paul. We're all in the same boat. Some of us are Titanic. Some of us are the Ark. Some of us are even in dinghies. Paul's got this, man. He's always been supportive. I love you, Paul. God bless you, man. Let's take a look here. Oh my gosh. I knew that. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, Hyper is amazing. I mean, it's crazy what's happening to Hyper. You feel like it would just continue. It gets scary to jump, not here, but you're like, for me, it's like, I don't like to get into oversaturate. I'm like, man, do I buy it? It's like, it just kept ripping and ripping and ripping and ripping. All right. So look, we could get a bounce here for Bitcoin. The idea is this. You got daily support very strong. Look how many bounce. I mean, that's crazy daily support at 95,800, right? You lose 95.8, you come back down to this daily support right there at 91.5. You lose 91.5. You hang out at 87,000 and you lose that. I mean, there's a gap in the VRVP and you go all the way to 76K. There's just nothing there. So if we don't get a bounce soon and we start to lose this level, you have to think that 91,400 is in the cards. However, we haven't been there, and we won't close a candle lower than 95.8 in a long. We haven't closed a candle lower than 95.8 since November 27th. Dang near a month. So it's strong support. Let's see what we can get. Even here, look on the daily. If you really look at the daily closely, and you take the bottom candle, which I always do, all right, and you draw your line, you get an uptrend there. But you draw here, you get a downtrend. That is hidden bullish divergence. Tells you that you should break this high before you break that low. It got close, but you didn't do it. And so there is some hidden bullish divergence there for Bitcoin. And it's even stronger when you get to the 8-hour and the 12-hour time frame. It's far more. Oh no, you don't have it there. You have it on the 22, but yeah, you lose it on the smaller time frames. And now let's take a look at the 8-hour and the 4-hour. So the 8-hour was looking great. We were getting the pump. Things look nice, and it actually is still oversold. But dang, man, we got a bearish engulfing candle right there. We do not want to see that close as such. Got to get that to pump out. On a low volume Saturday, it may be tough. 4-hour, 200 MA, you need to stay above the 200 MA. That was our pump. That's why things started to pump yesterday, because when you get above the 4-hour 200 MA, you get that move. Wicked up, wicked back down. Wow, so we're battling this. And again, I saw it as something like this. This is a falling wedge. You left it. Made us think they were going to leave the pattern, broke back inside, broke out of the wedge. And then, of course, you'd be like, okay, you break out, you're going to be on your way to the upside. Came back for some type of retest here. We got to break back to the upside. If we lose this level, boom, you're dropping to 91.5, and you're dropping there pretty fast. Okay, I'm going to get Bookmap up and running just to see the liquidity. I haven't even looked at it today. All right, I like to wake up a little later on Saturday mornings, give myself like a, just like us, 5 days a week, I'm going like a motor car, and even 7 days a week technically. But on Saturday, I try to wake up with like a little bit of that Saturday vibe, Definitely not that Monday ready to rock. I mean, Monday, it's like, I feel like I'm at war, you know what I mean? So, okay, let this thing come on in. Let's take a look at the 1 hour time frame here for Bitcoin. So the 1 hour is finally oversold, trying to get a bit of a bounce back out of this little flag here. So, last night we had this beautiful break out of this flag that I called boom, but I can't believe they just dumped it right back to the downside, right? This actually has a pretty big move on the flag. I would just take this, and it has kind of a deep cup and a handle type of vibe here. Nice bounce. Let's see if the 1 hour can get us back to 101,500. All right. Maybe today we can, or at least back to, maybe we'll double top, but to 99,170. So I'd watch the 1 hour time frame. See if we can get a move here back to the upside. See if the 15-minute can close candles above the 200 MA. Right now getting rejected by the 200. So I'd watch your 15-minute and I'd watch your 1 hour. Those are the two time frames I would be heavily invested in on the day, because if we can stay above the 15-minute 200 MA, we can likely get a bounce to the upside. Look what I see actually hiding in the midst too. A bit of a shoulder, a bit of a head. Can we make a right shoulder here? Get that, break to the upside, an inverse head and shoulder to the upside for BTC. Let's take a look at Bookmap. They got more liquidity down at 96,170 and stop losses down at 90K. Nothing really above us, but it is low liquidity on a Saturday. They could get us to 97.7 technically there. There's a little bit up there too at 97.5. And if we get really tight in there, you can see, a little closer to the upside, but not much. This is Bookmap, link in the description below. It shows me where the order books are, where people have their orders. Bybit, OKX, Binance Futures, and it kind of shows you what's likely going to happen in the market. This suggests a dump back down to 96,000 is what's going to occur. If you just went by this alone, it says you're going to dump to 96,000, and that's what's about to happen for Bitcoin. If you look at the chart right now, it did hit the top of a pattern. Looks like it didn't agree with getting back above the 200 MA, and that would dump it back where to 96,600. All right, where you would hope maybe, just possibly, some type of support here could hold for Bitcoin, or maybe even the bottom of the channel. So it looks like we're going to get a dump back down here. Maybe we make the right shoulder. We fill this red order block, take out those longs, and then possibly on our move back to the upside here for Bitcoin, I would project for the 15-minute to make an inverted head and shoulder. At the same time, you got to get back above the 200 MA to remain bullish. And let's look at one other chart, because I see it in another way too, and I just want to show you how a lot of times I see a couple different things at once, and then I narrow down which kind of makes a little more sense to me, right? So like right off the bat, something I just wanted to show you, other people could like, isn't this a bear flag? It doesn't look like that. It's banging. It's going to drop to the downside with a hefty target back to 89,000. All right. So it's so crucial. We get today we get the move. We get this is it here. This starts to break down. Boom. I mean, there's definitely chances we're going lower. This starts to break up. We are at a crossroads right here for Bitcoin. And on a Saturday with low volume, it is what it is. You wish we had a bigger day where there would be more participants in the market when we needed to make such a substantial move in the charts, but that hasn't been the case for today, all right? And that's kind of how the cookie crumbles some days. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Saw your video out there with the dog in the woods. I'm definitely going to get out there and touch some grass today. Have a good day. This week was very hectic for us all. I suggest all my lifers get outside a little bit. I know there's more opportunity. I know there's money. I know I'm always Sammy charts, and I know it feels like that. You gotta. But we went through a lot emotionally as people. I think it's very important that you ground, meaning you get outside with your bare feet at a beach, even if it's cold and 17 degrees. Maybe you take your feet off and just kind of walk really quick. I don't know. But in Boston, it's cold. But put your coat on, go for a walk. And that's why I moved to Sarasota. I was sick of freezing and being inside for most of the winter. You go out, go in and out. It is 17 degrees in Boston today. It's still here cold in Florida. It's not perfect. It's 53 degrees, which for us is just oof, right? But yeah, this looks like it broke out of this channel, fell down, and could be bearishly retesting a bear flag. So just be careful. That does look bearish to me. We had the shoulder, had right shoulder. We started to make a move. Things were going good. We got above the 200 MA. Now we're toying with 97,005. And remember that weekly support at 97,200. All right. Oh, so important for me that we really get above it. And you can see resistance right here. Resistance, 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 resistance. Can't seem to get back above 97.8, 97,000. And I talk about these eights, the 800s, day in and day out. There's always seems to be an issue at the eights. So again, things look interesting, but this is iffy, right? A head short wouldn't be the worst idea. Like the other one I talked about, the other I with just a stop above that resistance there. You know what I mean? They come get me, so be it. You can open up a long. If it comes up, you get broke even right here, and then you know that you're kind of covered. Open this. So you open up a long on the flag here, right? And then you open up a short right there. And so what happens is if the long pumps, you got to dial it in that you'll break even here. You got to look at your positions and hedge them right, and you'll break even here, or maybe even be a little up technically if you do it right. All right. Worst case scenario is they just dump it, stop you out here, and then pump it to the upside. You lose both trades, right? It could happen. And I'll make sure that's something you're willing to lose too. You know, you have to look at that total. But the idea is, if they end up sending it low, down low like that, you'll get stopped out here for just, you know, for me, how I do it is like 200 for, let's say, $600. And then this one's 600 for, let's say, $2,400. All right. So this one's 200 for 600. This one's 600 for 24 or 600 for 18. All right. You get it? The most I can lose is $800 because they could stop me out both ways. So you're like, you know, so you write that down and you handle that mentally. Once you're okay with that, you get into the trade, right? This pumps, boom, 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 right? It's 2 for 6. So you go up here, you'll get stopped out on the short, but you'll hit here, you'll go to break even. And you won't lose any money, and Bitcoin will be in a better place, and things will feel good, and you'll be able to trade long again and be like, woof, we got off of that nasty, you know. It dumps, you get stopped out for 2, but you make $1,800, you make $1,600, right? So it's kind of like, it's kind of a way to take this area here, especially on the weekends when things are sketchy. And, you know, and again, it's up to you. These are some of the creative ways in which I figure out how to trade, you know. But you do whatever makes you happy. And again, remember, both things could get slammed. It's not always, it looks beautiful. It looks better, you know what I mean? You never know. Anything could be, these traders paint these perfect pictures all the time, and they, you know, I don't want to feed a beginner a dream. To execute that, you got to know exactly what we're doing. It took me a few years of confidence and discipline, and you make it look easier than it really is. Okay. So there's no such thing as fast, easy money anywhere. Everything is hard work. Okay. I don't care if you make fast money, you'll lose fast money. People that gain it hard, keep it hard, baby. You know what I mean? It's like, you want your money. It took me a long time to make my first $1 million. A long time. All right. From the day I said, I'm going to be a millionaire, it took me 16 years. I was 24, 23 years old, and it didn't happen until I was about 37, 38 years old. So it took a long time. All right. A long time. And I was almost there a few times. I got to 800, 900, and went all the way back down to like 200 a couple times. It was very depressing. I was a millionaire like $100,000 away, and then I wasn't, you know, a couple times in my life. And but eventually I got such a good relationship with God that I never got that depressed over my ups and downs with money. It's honestly interesting. The pain of losing money almost brought me to God. Like, I had to find something else, because I would get really depressed when I lost and really up when I won. And that was a vicious cycle. And I know exactly what you're going through as a beginner, because you have so much faith on doing something different. And you're like, I'm going to change my life with this money. And you have all this, like, there's a lot of pressure on you. And you got your first 5,000 and you're getting started. I know exactly how it feels. I put my first $2,700 in a market, just when I was 24, 25 years old, like not that long ago, and began to play around. And who knew that little dabble, that little energy, they call it the juice. Well, this guy was talking to me the other day, but you do something and it gives you this vibrant feeling. Trading did it for me. Watching my money grow was like, whoa. And so I did it some more, and I didn't always win, but I did it again and again and again and again, and I never stopped for 15 years. I had a side job. I eventually quit my job because trading took over my life. Eventually, trading made me so much more than my job. I knew that my job was getting in the way of my trading. And then I saw people doing YouTube and teaching, and I said, man, I could teach in a way that I think really could impact the market and change the entire way people teach on YouTube. I said, because I used to watch all the YouTubers, right? And I would see the guy that would show his setup every day. I would see the guy that like, today for the Bitcoin price, and all that stuff. But they'd never show me how they actually entered a trade, or kind of like their thought process through the entry. That's something that I'd never really found on YouTube. Like, that was lacking. There was indicators, there was this, there was that, there was everything, but there was no like, show me the actual like live trade in and out. Like, give me the vibes. Like, I need to be a part of it. And I never, there might have been a few people there, but I never really, and I was like, I think I can fill that void and do something a little different. Like, we all do technical analysis, but you can never say we're the same. And I could do something a little different, a more interactive way to teach, a cleaner, and again, like, look, tight moving averages. Whenever the moving averages are tight, a big move is coming. So, like, very soon we're going up or down in a pretty violent way because these moving averages are close together. And usually when you're in a downtrend and the moving averages get close, that's when you start to dump again. And we're kind of dwindling here. And we had that nice pump to 99,000 and a sharp rejection. Look, almost like an SR flip to the downside. So right now, to me, it seems a little more bearish than bullish. This is a bear flag. I'd like to see us get back inside. I'd like to see this falling wedge break back to the upside for Bitcoin. So a couple scenarios there for BTC for you to ponder. All right. One a little more bearish. Right? One a little more bullish. See if we can make this right shoulder on the 15-minute. See if the 15-minute can stay above the 200 MA. And there's a chance for the bulls. You lose that 200 MA. You kind of look at this and you see how this starts to fall. I mean, you got to start thinking you'll lose this point of control. You lose the point of control. I mean, look at the gap of the VRVP. 95. And then it would take you down to 92,400. So I told you exactly how you could play it possibly if you choose so, but it's up to you. All right, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't think I say it. You should be taking it as financial advice. All right, moving forward. Follow me on Twitter at CryptoLifer33. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Really nice testimonial written today that changed my life. He said, Sam Price, you made an impact on my life. Been watching you live for over 2 years, not missing a day. I joined the 99 over a year ago. You helped me learn so much. As a business owner of 15 years, I truly believe I will be trading the markets for the rest of my life because of the things I've learned from you. I lost my father June 29th of this year, the day I thought of you. When you lost your mother and father. Once my dad passed, I quit the 99 and paused my business. Since joining for Early Bird Special for the year, I now have learned so much. Thank you. I stacked Bitcoin in a hardware wallet years ago, and I want to trade and accumulate more every day. Thank you, Sam, for dedicating your life to this group. I am forever a 99, regardless of price. Your knowledge and walkthrough on price action are priceless, Mr. Price. God bless you more than he already has, and God bless you and your family. I love you, brother. Thank you. Glad I bought ADA at 22. You're the man. And I'd be lying if I didn't say these tear me up every single day. And this is the lifeblood of my life. Like, when I read these, they mean more to me than any money could be ever spent on me or given to me. And the energy I get back from these is a reward loop that keeps me coming back for more. I've tried to envision that through this tweet. I wake up to people saying the nicest things about me and putting in the writing for all to see. This reward of good deeds makes me want to keep being a great person and resource to everyone I meet. Like, I desire to be a resource. You go online and you use Grok and you search Google and there are resources to you. I desire to be a resource to you. I want you to look at me similar to a bot in a way, and as a producer of energy, a producer of knowledge, and a producer of a science that you can use to benefit yourself over time. Okay? That's what this channel is for. That's what I'm doing. And I want to build you up, make you feel amazing, let you know that you are a miracle of God. There's no one like you in the world. Your parents are two unique people that will never meet again in the universe. And so your coming of being, your existence is a miracle that has never happened and will never happen again. You need to use that unique existence that you have that no one else does to change the world. And that's truly, I believe, all of our destinies in some way, shape, or form. Again, it's unique. Everyone's going to be different, right? You got quarterbacks, figure skaters, truck drivers, teachers, policemen, homicide detectives. Like, everyone seems to have a mission and a different story. But, you know, going after that mission and finding our destiny is our true. That's what we're here for, 100%, right? Not getting lost in the sauce in life, not being someone's 9-to-5er till the point of no return. You know, we're meant for something great, each and every one of us. But to get to that greatness, we must find discipline, and we must unbrainwash ourselves from society's matrix that they've pushed us into 100%. Like, there is a matrix, there is a world that they want you to be trapped into 100%. 100%. Like, most people still don't understand that gold, like, the dollar is back. They think the dollar's backed by gold and stuff like that. Like, you know, a lot of people have no idea really what the Federal Reserve is, what happens, what's going on. That's a head and shoulder pattern, likely to drop down to 97,000, in my humble opinion. And so I see some bearishness today. It's, you know, it started to look good. Like, things were starting to be promising. Last night, went to bed with some hope, to be honest, and woke up to see that pump, only to get it dumped on. And then here we kind of sit here. It is lackluster trading on the weekend, but you gotta think that this would dump on you back down to 97K. I'm so grateful for finding you, Sam. Not only have you taught me so much in terms of technical analysis, but also in terms of leading a positive life. Thank you for everything that you do in the 99. You know, I have to admit, I'm simply just a guy who takes from my teachers, you know, and Jim Rohn, I listen to him more than probably anyone in the world. I listened to the guy every day for years on end. And he changed the way my mind thought about myself, because he told me I had to talk myself up. I had to be confident. And being confident does not mean that you belittle others. It's quite the opposite. When you're confident, you give others the ability to be confident inside of themselves. When you push yourselves and go after what you love, you let other people do the same. When you go after things with confidence and vigor and passion, you unlock the ability for others to do the same when they see you do that. Being confident has nothing to do with putting others down, belittling other people, or thinking you're greater than anybody else. It's about building everybody else around you. It's about showing them that what's possible and showing them every day that things unbelievably can happen to them that they never thought. I should not be here wearing a different colored suit every day. I should be in my little, you know, the couple shirts that I had in my cubicle that I used to live in, you know. But I'm here now, you're here now, for a reason. And for a real reason. 100%, a real reason. And the reason is to find your destiny and to change other people's lives so they can find theirs. So we don't have a society of lost people. We have a society of found people that are all doing something to benefit the whole of society. This is the true key that we're looking for. This is what we want. Desire. I don't like using, that's what we desire. Okay? And again, as I talk about this, you could say, oh, he's off topic. But I'm showing you a head and shoulder as it breaks to the downside. I'm giving you exactly the technical analysis as it's happening right now, and I'm doubling you up with life experience knowledge. You're getting double time, you know, because I like double time. I'm a double time kind of guy. When I work out in the morning, I listen to Jim Rohn. Why? I like double time. I like to work out my body and my mind at the same time. Okay? This is important. You're my main resource and courage. Thank you. No, you are. Already, if possible. You are your main resource of courage, my friend. You are. I am simply a catalyst to make you believe you can. And then you can take it from there. All right? May God bless you all for being amazing people, for fighting through this bear market, and for going through what we may have to go through again. We may not be out of this dump. Everyone else is telling you the dip is over. Buy the dip. It's so sweet and easy, right? They all show their massive gains. I bought the dip last night. Let's take it one day, one step, one candle at a time. DCA, bit by bit, and work it. All right? Always stack in multiple activities. Amen. Amen. Paul, we love you, man. You know you're one of the best here, man. The fact that you contribute and chat so much, God bless you, Paul. Shout out to Mars Solo. Been here for a long time. Shout out to Latex Roach. Been here for a long time. Alex Smart, Servando Estrada, been here for a long time. A lot of these names of these 2,000 people here have been here for a long time. Crypto Billy, let's do 3 things. TA, life lessons, and throw in some impressions. It's Saturday, Sammy. I was working on my Matthew McConaughey's. I like Lincolns, says. I like Lincolns. The second you get into a Lincoln's. Now, I found life is what you make of it. I got to work on it, though. Get the likes to watch. What did Christopher Walken? I went to the car to get the keys. I got the keys in the car. Hey. Not sure how long I've been here, but the first day I watched the stream, I haven't missed a day since. God bless you, brother. Amen. I'm living 29 minutes from you. I'm happy to meet and talk, bro. Apple, send an email, and your man. We just have to do. I know this sounds really creepy. We like to do a background check on who you are before I meet you, if that's okay. But send an email. Give us your name if you're willing to do that. I don't mean to be rude, but if you're willing to give us your full name and send us an email, then we could set up a meeting. Sammy, I don't want to sound like a jerk, but can you check my super chat about Supra? No, I'm going to get into the super chats. Don't worry about it. Well, you do kind of sound like you kind of do sound. No, I'm just joking. Let's take a look at the super chats and have some fun here. Let's take a look at TEMA. Let's take a look at Supra. Let's take a look at Pepe. I learned a lot in the past 4 months with you and God. God bless you, brother. You're my main. God bless you, man. Thank you very much, Sud. All right, so let's take a look at Supra, Pepe, and Supra. The next Soul Sui. Yeah, it really could be. Supra's hot, and it's been pumping hard. So I appreciate you putting that on the radar. Nice. We bounce back from this. I'd love us to get back above the 200 MA and pump so hard and defy these bears and get this rippage to the upside here and have this kind of inverted head and shoulder break back. It is kind of a complex inverted and break back to the upside here for Bitcoin. Remember, trading on the weekend is treachery. Just be careful. All right. I may not even open up a trade for the rest of the day after last night's trade. And especially after the week was insane. We went through a lot. Like, I almost want to advise all my lifers to like literally walk away from the computer just for the afternoon and like think about life. But I mean, there's money to be made every day. So, but I just want to make sure people are, mentally taking care of themselves because we went through a lot this week. Our portfolios went up, went down, like all-time highs, all the way back, all coins. This, like, it was. I mean, you'd be crazy not to have been somewhat, gone through a lot this week. Like any human being is, if you went, it was a crazy, tumultuous week of trading. They brought the price all the way around and down, and again, we have our long-term thesis and we know we're good, but come on, like if you weren't even at least a little like, whoa, what the heck are they doing here? You're not human. They messed with us. They messed with it crazy. It was heavy manipulation. I don't know what was going on. 1 minute the chart did this, then it was out of control, man. Get above that 200 MA and we get a pump here on the 1 minute time frame. Slanted double bottom. That thing could erupt too and get a nice little short squeeze. Back to the upside here for BTC. Then I say I'm not going to trade, and then I open up a trade. Right? That's every time, right? But I mean, it's all about the 50-minute getting back above the 200 MA. It's a very bullish sign. And then the 1 minute's doing it at the same time. So at the exact same moment, the 1 minute and the 15-minute are crossing. That's something I've almost never got to see. Like that's really that's it's just pretty lucky. I think we might get rejection at the smooth moving average. Could be a good place to take some profits. 100,000, 112. Wouldn't that be great if we break up to 100,000 today and we shatter these people? But Sam, you just told us to take a day off and not look at the screens, and now you're opening up a trade. I know. Sorry. I have problems. I told you I have a problem. What I will do is walk away. I can keep the iPad and I can check on the trade throughout the day. If that closes above the 200 MA in 10 minutes, that's a win. Let me take a look at the 1 minute time frame. Let's see if that can close above the 200 MA too as well. That's a win. And the 21's pretty close to price action. That's interesting. I mean, careful on the weekends. right? Sketchy business. I'm going to take a shot. Very small, though. Not a big deal. 2 for 6, something like that. I can come up to 600 and the rest of the day. Anyway, so that's one trade for Bitcoin. As I said, don't trade. But don't listen to me again. You can't. I'm not a financial what. Hi. Oh, can I see that? Actually, no, we can't. I don't want to show my kids anymore. She's too big. Yeah, but they all look the same. Really, she's really cute now. She's really cute now. Hey, look at the smiles on this one. Like girl, huh? Oh man, the nanny's not here now, so I knew when the nanny wasn't here, my wife would be all over me again. That's why I got her a nanny, so she'd leave me alone. I'm like, yo, I got you a nanny, man. Let me get back to the charts now. Oh my god. All right. I gotta do these super chats over here, and then I'm gonna get into the family business over here. Rejection by the 200 MA on the 1 minute time frame. No love for the weary. Right? I suggest not trading on the weekends. It's sad business. It'll chew you up and spit you out. You know, like if you make good gains on during the week, don't go trading 1,000 for 4,000. In my humble opinion, do whatever makes you happy, but you know, good way to lose $1,000 pretty fast on the weekends. As you can see, my trade's light because I know better. I could take the 200 to see if I make 6, and I probably shouldn't even do it because the weekend trading sucks a lot of times. It is what it is. I'm being honest. You know, SUPRA had that huge pump, and now it's coming back down, which is good for anyone that wished they got in. I mean, the thing was under a penny, though, and it ripped all the way to 7. I mean, it did a 7x since December 4th, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. Out of control. Saw it on Crypto Rank many times, too, before it started to come out. I mean, it's a pretty ugly falling wedge. You'd like to see if you can get a bounce if Bitcoin bounces, too. And that, for me, would be a Fibonacci pull. Coming back down to like the 618 key area there. And could you get a bounce off the 618? Possible 706 key area. Maybe it comes up, comes down. There's a chance that it channels a little bit. You get some time before it rounds on out, right? But this is definitely a DCA area for a project if people believe in it. And then it has a nice measured move back to 10 cents. So that's like a 3x if it can dip down a little bit. All right. Bitcoin hugging 97,400. Let's see if I can win the trade. You never know. I'll give you guys the results of the trade later on in the trading group. See what happens to Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Pepe and TEMA. I'm excited to see what happened to TEMA. The thing was basically one of the hottest coins the last week. See what happened here to TEMA. Held $25 million market cap, and it did break out as suggested to the upside. Unbelievable, man. Another trade for TEMA, and that one's up 65%, still holding gains of about 22%, and did not hit the stop loss. Even look, and we put this out. Look how it moved up just like it was supposed to. Now it's in another flag. You could do one of two things. You could flag just the flag, or you can kind of open this up. This suggests that you got a bigger measured move here to the upside. And that says, you know, stay inside that trade. TEMA could continue to 6 cents. Again, it may lose this to drop down at double top. There's some resistance there for sure. You got to get that bounce. Like Bitcoin gets the bounce, everything could bounce. It falls, this probably falls, and everything kind of, you know, you'd be surprised how much even a coin like this could be influenced by a big Bitcoin hit. Thank you, sweetie. You want it? You want me to have it? All right. Thank you. She gave me my little car I got yesterday at the store. It's 4 for 3. No, 3 for 4 at Publix. Every Friday, the new Matchbox cars come out. Hot Wheels, actually. You know, Hot Wheels. And I saw this puppy, and you know what I mean. Being a crypto guy, I just felt like, you know, looks like a McLaren, right? I think it's a McLaren. Anyway, yeah. I'm still into little cars. I'm a weird dude. Like, I always keep an Escalade on the desk. You know what I mean? It's cool, man. The door's open. It's pretty interactive. And it has a lot of the things the car actually has. Like when I look in it, it's pretty cool. Trunk's super small in the Escalade unless you get the V. So one thing I really like, you get all this space. You get a huge car and you can barely fit anything in the trunk. You have to put one of the seats down in the back to get any space. So if you don't get the extended Escalade, it's kind of like, I tell you what, man, I put more room inside my Santa Fe because the whole family fits in the first 2 rows and then the trunk is way bigger. So like my Santa Fe is a smaller car, but like almost kind of has a little more functionality than the Escalade. Kind of sad, man. I know, white people, you know, third world, first world issues, right? Again, Bitcoin's struggling, man. 97,000, and yeah, that's whack. Doesn't look good to me right now. Really doesn't. I showed you how that looks like a bear flag breaking to the downside here, and we'd have to assume that that's what's likely going to happen. Bearish retest, bearish retest. Let's take away the spaghetti for a second and let you kind of see what's happening clean. But so come down to the bottom of the channel. It's like, can you make that right shoulder? Can the 15 minutes save the day here? I don't know. It doesn't look too good to me. We would go down to 95.5, 93.8, and then 92.5, and then 88,009 is the target I'm looking at if this thing continues to dump. So I don't know what's going to happen today. Honestly, I can't tell you. We're in like dump of price discovery. We're been all over the place. What I will tell you is if we get back above 99,008 and do a retest, we're gone. That's going to be a key level to look for. If we get back above the 200 MA on the 15 minute, all will be well. And if we can close a candle above 97.2 on the weekly, but every time I see this lose 97,200, I become like very bearish because I know that's the weekly resistance support that we're not above anymore. And that means we can start to really drop on the weekly, and they can look at this gap in the VRVP. I'm telling you, man, this looks pretty bearish. So I gave you the head short. I basically explained exactly what to do. You know, I even think the head short's better and no long at all, in my humble opinion. But you do whatever makes you happy. That's the short right there. It's actually in the money already now, slightly, because the entry was 97.5, and you'd actually be in gains already on the short. Anyway, I broke it down. I gave you everything I could. I got to jump out and be with family for most of the day. I will be posting charts. I got a team. We'll be looking at stuff. Stay tuned. All right. Kids are home for 2 weeks, so it's one of those. Let's take a look at ZEUS. ZEUS was in that beautiful flag. Did it break down from the flag, or did it get the move? Let's take a look at ZEUS. Thank you for reminding me about ZEUS here. Wow, it just dumped right out the flag. And again, we didn't trade it. I said to put an alert here. And I said if it stays inside the flag, I can trade it. And that's why I love my alerts. It stayed up here, boom. Funny though, it got back inside the flag, left it again. And you can see how Bitcoin's been kind of toying with other price action on other coins too. Like Bitcoin dumps and pumps, these dump and pump. So watch, let's see if Bitcoin can hold 97,000. See how Bitcoin's making a right shoulder. Same idea. Can you make the right shoulder here and break out? Can we save the day here for ZEUS and pump back to the upside? I believe it's a great day to DCA into coins that matter, things that you appreciate, but I wouldn't go all in. There could be, I'd keep some dry powder there. And again, I'm not a financial advisor, but I personally keep some dry powder. There could be some better prices. We may see some more pain here. All right. Only time will tell. 97,000 holding strong. See if we can make the right shoulder and break out. ZEUS does look promising. I'd keep it on your radar. One of the hotter coins in the last week or two that's been coming up on the come up. So watch it closely. ZEUS. All right. Bounced off that 200 MA beautifully there on the 4-hour time frame. Right shoulder would be really nice for a bigger move. 134 would be the next target there for ZEUS. So sketchy day, low volume Saturday after massive liquidation in Fed week. Definitely an iffy time to be in the market. Definitely an iffy time to be heavy leveraged. I would be very careful opening up heavy leverage positions. Again, I'm pretty good at trading environment, like 1 through 10. And today has like a 4.5 to a 3.5. Like, it's a very sketchy trading environment. So just be careful. That's all I got to tell you. Everybody, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for jumping on in. I'm going to jump on out of here for the day. I'll be back tonight at 8 p.m. We'll see what happened to my Bitcoin ideas. and we'll reassess the situation from there. I'll be giving updates in my trading group. If anything really crazy happens, I'll give another update about it, and I'll be looking for altcoins as well. If I see something hot, I will let you know. Last thing to look at is Hype, Hyperliquid, and some other stuff. We did go over some hot coins at the beginning of the stream that I believe have legs. And look at Hyperliquid just breaking out of this flag to the upside to 34, then making another flag. Some bearish divvy there, though, now. You'd think it would eventually have to make some type of pullback. But maybe it just makes a flag like this. It almost looks like, to me, like that's got to be, I know that's, like, I don't even have to put on the indicator, but when I put it, I know it's bearish divergence. You can see how this, like, swings down technically. Let's take a look at it on the daily. Why do you don't have it on the daily? So we need, like, the 12-hour or the 8-hour. We need the 8-hour now. Yeah, it's really strong bearish div now on the 8-hour time frame. So I would pull, a local fib there and see, can you get this back at the 618-786? Or is it in for a bigger pullback? Because, this thing has been pumping for a while now. So just be careful. A lot of hype on hype. See if it pulls back to the 786.25 would be a pretty nice price. All right, and I'm jumping out 97,150 holding. There's a chance I still win the trade. It's not all doom and gloom, everybody. All right, but the bulls got to show us something today. Right now, the bears have a little more control. The bulls got to show us something. Get back above 97,002. You can see they're battling that area because it's key weekly support and resistance. So we really want to hold that and get back above it. I love you all. Thank you for an amazing live stream. God bless all the super chats, all the love, all the likes. I'd like 1,000 likes. I don't know why we didn't get there. Only 1,500 people on the stream, and we got 500 likes. You'd think we could get all the way to the upside. May God bless you. I'll be back tonight for another amazing live stream. Keep pushing. Believe in yourself. You can, you will. You are the best. Remember, the secret to success. You know what the secret to success is, right? It's getting started.